Sandbox, the #1 podcast for Sandbox gamers and hardcore PvP action. But be warned, viewer discretion is advised. And now your hosts, Bullet, Quint, and Nate Brown.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the Sandbox, episode number 48. This is Bullet, and we are going to talk about a few games today. Launch of a game, kind of a game, and what we've been playing, and some news. And with me as usual is Quintus Maximus.
Hello.
And Big Nate.
What's up?
All right, man. So it's been a little while since we podcasted because it's hard summertime. Everyone's schedule is a little bit crazy. We're going to try to stick with a good schedule. We're trying to do every week, but, we'll get it together. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. Right. Yeah, we're not that far off. About 2 weeks in a day.
Yeah. Has it been 3 weeks since we podcasted?
No.
Oh, 2 weeks.
No, it's 2 weeks.
All right. Perfect. Yeah. I don't feel bad then. Quint, what have you been playing?
Well, I have been playing some Diablo 3, sticking strong to that. Just still rolling, man. Just cruising on the Crusader. I haven't really thought about leveling up any new classes or anything like that, but I'm getting to the point now where I'm kind of getting a little frustrated. I've been going for the same freaking 2 pieces of gear for at least 3 weeks now, and I have yet to see it drop when some of our buddies are just rolling in set gear. Like Calpus he's gotten the Crusaders set armor twice.
He's got
now.
everything.
Yeah, he's got the whole set, and he almost has a whole second set of it. Yeah. I have never seen a piece of that.
I asked Jamie to play some with me. He says, no, I'm not playing that right now because he's bad because Jason keeps getting all the drops and he's not getting anything.
Yeah.
But so he's running T6 solo though, right? In a group.
He said he did it. He said he did tier 6 solo, and I'm just like, no way, dude. That's so crazy. But, he's got the full set gear, and with the full set gear, you can have Akarat's Champion on the Crusader. That's like your big move. You can have that up almost 100% of the time, and when that's up, you're just baller.
And just to let everyone know, when we're talking about this, we're talking about a hardcore server.
Right.
So when you die, you're gone.
Gone, man.
It's gone. And, so just let everyone know. So when we first bought Diablo 3, I'm playing it too, so I'm just going to go over what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. Diablo 3, you have when it first came out, you had 4 acts, and then, you kill someone at the end, guess who it was. And then they give you another, then when the expansion came out, they gave you another act, but they also included the adventure mode, which allows you to not have to rerun the story every time you play it. You do these little quests kind of like within the world that exists already, and then once you save up these little pieces, you can do these rift runs, which is just a kind of like just a not endless, but just a big open map that you just go and kill everything, and then once you kill everything, then you get to kill the Rift Guardian, and supposedly you get some good drops.
Mm-hmm.
And when we're talking about T6, that means it starts off as normal, then hard, then expert,
master.
Normal, expert, master. Then you got your T1 through 6.
Torment 1 through Torment 6, and that is it's crazy.
It's hard.
Yeah. So he did Torment 6 solo.
Yeah, so it took him a long time.
You hit level 70 with the expansion, and then you get Paragon. Is that what it's called? Paragon levels?
Paragon points.
And I think he's like at 500. I don't know. Something crazy. I'm at 60 now, and I think you're a little bit ahead of me, Quint.
Yeah.
But man, that game's got its hooks in me as well. But I'll let you finish telling what you're talking about.
Yeah. So the main piece of gear that I've been going for in there is this flail. It's a one-handed flail that takes away the resource cost of Crusader Shield, which is like a ranged. You throw your shield like Captain America. They call it the Captain America build. And your shield, when it hits something, it splits apart into different shields and it hits a lot of things at once. And the problem I'm having with my Crusader right now is just I never have enough Wrath, which is the resource pool. I'm always out, and so I really am looking for that piece. And I've spent thousands upon thousands of blood shards at the gambling merchant to try and get it. She is not helping me at all. It's a little frustrating. I'm almost considering just rolling something else. Maybe I might do a Witch Doctor. You're rolling pretty good with that Witch Doctor.
I'm really, really enjoying the Witch Doctor. I was thinking about switching to a mage or a wizard, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And I decided not to because I'm really liking the Witch Doctor. My Witch Doctor has a passive ability that when it hits things, I have a 10% chance of spying this little fucking dude, right? This guy. But I end up having like 20 of them on the screen. You know, they only last for 60 seconds, but every time I hit something, it spawns those. And then every time they hit something, it gives me life back. And then I've got 2 other pets. I have 5 dogs, but I have a ring that turns those 5 dogs into one big dog, and that's more powerful than the 5 individual dogs. And then I have this big, like, zombie-looking dude. So I'm running around with basically
you have an
small
army.
and I'm just dumping. I don't know, man. It's just fun, man. There's something about, and I'm going to go on a little diatribe here about Blizzard. I forgot how much I like Blizzard games because of World of Warcraft. Now I'm not saying anything bad about World of Warcraft. It's just that I was tired of it and really kind of wasn't my deal. But man, they just have so much polish and so much thought into and how things work in their games. It's, you know, it really is kind of amazing. It is really, you can really tell in Diablo 3 how all the pieces of gear and how all these little builds go together. It has to be kind of thought out.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
No, I'm with you. I kept dismissing Hearthstone, and then I played it, the card game they made.
Oh, Hearthstone's good.
And it's incredible.
Yeah.
Kept thinking, this game's going to be too simple, not for me. And then I played it. None of that mattered because it was so much damn fun.
Mm-hmm.
So are they going to... Never mind. I already answered my question. Anyway, so what else have you been playing? No, I was going to say, there is PvP in that game because you're basically fighting it. You can, like, can I just say, like, oh, Nate, I know Nate, and I want to play him a game and just find you and play you?
With cards?
Yeah. Me and my brother do a match, like, every other night. He's got it on the iPad. I have the iPad, and he'll text me and, hey, let's play a match, and me and him will play a real quick game.
Who wins?
He usually wins, even though I have more cards.
See, I don't think I'm just not... It's not that I'm not smart enough to be good at that game. It's just that I don't focus. I'm too all over the place, you know?
Yeah.
So because you have to learn it, right?
I had a question, Quinn, about Diablo 3.
Okay, what's up?
So the auction house, that's gone now. So are you missing that because you want this particular one item that you're trying to get dropped?
No, because it would be a ridiculous amount of money anyways. One thing I do wish I would have done is before it would have went away, I wish I would have kind of bought a bunch of gold on there. But, you know. But now
I hear that a lot of people did that.
Yeah, a lot of people did. But I'm glad it's gone. I like the system now. I do wish there was a way to share legendary items within, like, say, your guild or something like that.
A small group of people.
Yeah.
The problem with that is people would just eBay stuff and say, well, you have to join my guild. And then people would join the guild and then they would be able to eBay it. And that's what they're trying to...
Yeah, the only other option for that, I mean, I've thought of ways, I've been trying to think of ways that they could get around that. I mean, one possible solution would be like, say you're only allowed to guild hop once every 10 days or something like that. No one's going to want to be in a guild, for 10 days with item sellers or something. You know what I mean? Like if you wanted to play, you want to be with your friends.
Yeah, but still, I don't know.
Yeah.
They would just have an alt that would join that guild and then drop out. And, people just find ways around that.
Here, another way to do it, they already have the ability to have tags on items for people who you're allowed to trade with, because if it drops in a game, you can trade it with those people in the game. Why not make it...
Up to an hour, though.
Right. So why not make it so that... that you can trade items to players in your guild as long as they were in your guild when the item dropped.
That would be a good idea.
As long as they were in your guild when the item dropped, then they're okay to receive that item.
But then someone would create a guild with like 2,000 people in it. Join the guild so that way you can get gear.
Yeah. Well.
I mean, I know that the game's going to be released on console August 19th.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, from what I understand, is if an item drops, like let's say you and I both have the game and we're friends on PlayStation, I can send you a copy of that item.
Right. Yeah, they're going to have sharing legendaries that way.
So what are the chances of you buying a PlayStation 4 by August 19th, Nate? Slim?
Possibly. No, I mean, that's the end of the summer, right? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
All right.
I need something on there I want to play first, right?
Diablo 3. Okay, I'll give you. Diablo 3, PlanetSide 2.
Last of Us
next week, right?
I think that was debunked.
Oh. And supposedly PlanetSide 2 is coming out.
Yeah, PS2's on the computer.
No.
Diablo 3's on the computer.
The PlanetSide 2, John Smedley put out a tweet linking to that news report saying it was BS.
Ah, damn it.
So,
wait, how long ago was that?
Like yesterday or 2 days ago. Yeah, so anyways.
Oh, well, what else have you been playing?
Speaking of Blizzard games, I'm still in WoW. And it's getting bad.
So are you max level character now?
Oh yeah, I've had a max level for a while.
Why is it getting bad?
Well, I've just, it just sucks
Playing
in.
too much?
Yeah.
Have you pre-ordered the expansion pack?
Yeah. Yeah, and I have when you pre-ordered it, it gives you the free boost to 90 for one of your characters. I haven't used it yet. I'm just letting it sit there because I don't. Are
they going to have a new class with the expansion? Why do I keep saying expansion pack? With the expansion?
No new classes. No.
Has there only been one new class since the game's launched?
No, they've had Death Knights, where it came in Wrath, and then Monks. Yeah.
Right, that's right.
So, but no, I've just been doing that, working on getting some gear, and might hop into doing some raiding and stuff. But I don't know about WildStar. Everyone's talking about WildStar, and just
yeah. So, what podcast are we on? The Sandbox,
the theme park box.
the temporary theme park box.
Mm-hmm.
Well, WildStar is an MMO, and there's PvP in it, and
in fact, it is hardcore PvP.
Hardcore PvP.
From what I understand, I haven't gotten that far, but
so I played a lot of it. And I'll go over what my thoughts are on WildStar.
Yeah, well, let's go. I mean, I've gotten to like level 4 or something. I've just gotten out of tutorial. We're playing on a PvP server. I haven't done a whole lot. I feel like the game is slow. Like it feels like I'm running through mud or something. And I also feel like I need to have Twitch combat. Like it's missing that,
You know what? It's kind of like that weird almost thing that Guild Wars 2 kind of had, where it's like, well, there is some action in the combat, right? We are moving around a little bit, but not quite enough. Like even ArcAge had, like ArcAge is tab target, right? I mean, but it seems like it's got more action in the combat than WildStar, and I bet there'll be a lot of people who might disagree with me, and then that's fine.
Yeah.
But it seems like wow, well, here's some cool combat ideas, and here's some different classes than we see, and there's not strength and stuff. There's like Moxie and stuff like that, But it kind of like, well, wow, why didn't they just take Terra's controls? You know what I mean? That's what I feel like. Take Terra's controls or Elder Scrolls Online controls, and it would have been a lot more. I don't know. It would have worked better.
It would have been a lot more engaging.
Right. Exactly. Good word.
Yeah, I haven't played it. Isn't it? Well, other than a couple minutes, everything is like a cone of fire, right?
Yeah.
Not everything.
There's no targeting, but your skill will go in a certain area and it just displays it for you.
Yes. So, like when you have I have a character. I created 2 characters. One of them has a gun, and when I shoot the gun, it charges, but when it charges, it throws a cone out like this on the ground. I can see the cone, the enemy can see the cone, right? And then because it has like this little cone, then it has a line going like this, which is the timer, and when it hits the end, everyone can see, and I can see when it's going to fire. So here's the cone that's going to have damage, and it's going to have this tick down when it gets fired. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I don't have any problems with that. I kind of like it. The problem is that, you know, put it on my mouse trigger, you know? I don't want it on, you know, so you have to hit 1 to fire your main shot every time. If you have a Naga, you're hitting 1 over here. You can remap it, but it just does, you know, if you're going to do the area effect like that where you're not actually tab targeting stuff, you can tab target stuff, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, but that's more, it's not even like you're targeted. It's just kind of like for monitoring the health bar of the person you're attacking, kind of, you know?
Right.
Because you're still attacking a frontal cone.
So the point of having it like that, but still have the left mouse and then hitting 1 to fire your attacks, it's kind of like, you know, I don't know. You get the point.
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls Online, Terra Combat would have been a lot better in my opinion.
Yeah, and there is an add-on that we've been using that you can download. It's called Deadlock, and it will allow you to keybind a toggle between mouse lock mode that will actually put a target reticle on your screen. But yeah, it's just wonky not being able to use your mouse to attack with that, you know?
Right.
It just feels it feels so like it could be a really cool game, but I feel like there's something off. It just feels off.
So then you can also get another add-on called Keybind Freedom, because the game won't allow you to map your left mouse button to a hotbar. So you can get Keybind Freedom. Man, I gotta tell you, these guys who created this tool called the Curse Client, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yep.
Holy cow. Those guys are geniuses, and I'd like to thank them, because both in Elder Scrolls and in this, you know,
World
you
of Warcraft
just...
too.
Oh, they have it there too?
Oh yeah, that's the deal.
I guess there's one for Firefall, Skyrim. Anyway, I'm looking on their client right now. But man, that makes add-ons a lot easier.
Yeah, and you can just go to get new add-ons, and then you click. There's a little tab at the top that says popularity, and it shows like how many downloads it's had, and you just click that, and it sorts all the best ones to the top.
And then also with, I don't know about World of Warcraft, but with both WildStar and Elder Scrolls Online, you don't have to close your game to make it work. You just click on the ads, and then you just hit reload UI, /reload UI, and it's on.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're getting way off topic here.
It's whatever, man.
So WildStar.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's pretty much it for me. So what's your impressions of that?
Okay. So I got a long thing about WildStar. I'll go next. So let me just go over the other games I've been playing. Still been playing Arcade. Still liking Arcade. After playing WildStar, I really appreciate Arcade a lot more. You know, it is still beta or alpha or whatever. I mean, it's still going to wipe. So I'm like almost level 50, which is the max level. And I'm kind of like, you know, I still want to play it, but I'm torn. Anyway, Diablo 3, we covered that. I'm playing the crap out of Diablo 3. 2 items I'm looking for. I play a lot. I'm looking for this mask. I told you about all the pets. Well, I get this mask that will add a stat. Well, it'll basically give me a bonus of having my pets do up to between 70 and 100% extra damage, which is just insane. But so I've been trying. So what you can do is you get these little tokens, and you can go to this lady and you can choose like an item, like a sword, a ring, a glove, a mat, you want. And mostly they give you shit, garbage. But in the process of trying to get, all I do is try to win this mask. I want this mask, and then I'm going to go for these gloves. But I'm trying to win this mask, and I've gotten 2 other really good masks. It's the Grin Reaper. Have you heard of that? Anyway, I've gotten 2 of those, but not the mask I want. But I think the Grin Reaper is even rarer than the one I want. But anyway,
how that works.
Luck of the draw. So I've been, you know, really liking Diablo 3. I kind of like, you were playing it, and then I played it a while ago, and then I got back into it, and I basically play it like when I game, I'll play it a little bit before I'm playing what I'm going to play and a little bit after.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just get stuck in there and don't leave.
Well, it's just so great because you could, all you have to do, you just hop in. You go in for a rift, it takes 15 minutes, and get some cool shit, and you're out,
But here's the problem. The problem is I always do like you showed me, do the group public level
games.
T1, and I jump in there and I do one rift, and then I go and I sell all the stuff and I do my gambling, and put stuff in the bank. And by that time, someone's already opened the rift and gone back in, and I'm sitting there going, well, I only wanted to play one, but what if they've already uncovered a legendary drop in that rift that's just sitting there waiting for me to log in.
I know.
So then I pop in real quick. I'll just look in there real quick, and then it's like, oh, then it's just a perpetual cycle.
Yeah.
But it's great. I started listening to a few Diablo podcasts, and it's like, man, this wormhole goes so deep. There are people who have these crazy builds. There are items that drop in Diablo that they say they are so rare that maybe there's only a couple of them in all of the Diablo players, or a couple, maybe 100 or 10. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that some of these are, the chances of getting them are like winning the lotto in real life. You know what I mean? And I mean, you hear these stories, and then there's all these there's items that you can get that supposedly open these portals to places, to crazy places. I don't know. It's definitely a lot of stuff going on there. All right, so let's talk about WildStar. I wasn't going to buy WildStar. I knew I wasn't going to like it. If you remember, I played Elder Scrolls Online for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew a lot of people were going to play it, and people who I like to game with are going to play it. And Butch bought it, and he wanted to play it, and I was like, so I listened to a few WildStar podcasts and kind of like, man, this game might be all right, So it launched Friday at midnight, and I was thinking, well, I know games, and I know MMO launches. There's no way I'm going to get on at midnight, and I'm going to sit there and stare at the screen, and it's going to be like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to get in, and then I'm going to be dead tired. So I had a strategy. I'm going to go to bed early, despite kind of not working out because I started playing Diablo 3. But anyway, I went to bed early, and I got up at 4 in the morning. So the game had been out for 4 hours. And I got on. Butch was up because he lives, in Chicago. He was in queue. He goes, I'm in queue. We happened to all decide on a PvP server that happened to be the most popular server.
The PvP server.
So the problem there is like, well, do we switch? Then half the people, and it's already happened now, half the people said, screw it, we're going to go over here. And then, it just kind of scattered everybody, which sucks.
Well, yeah, I mean, I heard that at one point there was like a 6-hour queue to get on that server.
No, 6 hours?
That's what I heard.
A 30-hour queue.
What?
So this is what happened. So I jump on at 4 in the morning California time.
Did they learn nothing from Guild Wars, the overflow servers? Come on.
Oh, my God.
No.
Anyway,
it's just
they don't learn from each other.
And then I got to look on the forums. We go, oh, I just want to thank Carbine for such a great launch. I'm like, what do you mean? Anyway. So I get in. Butch and I are both in the server. We wait in the server for about an hour and get in the game at like 5 in the morning my time. I play the game till no issues. I play the game until like, I don't know, 5 o'clock at night, right? But then they bring the server down, and so the server goes down. Then then it's going to go down for 15 minutes. But I had to take my daughter someplace, so I queued back up, and bottom line is I didn't get back in that day. And then the next morning, which was Sunday, I went to go swimming and some stuff, and then that afternoon I tried to jump back on, and it was like a 24-hour wait, or it was just ridiculous. I was like number 3,000 in line. The weird thing is that when you're in the game, there's nobody around, man. Like, you remember when MMOs launched, there's like the first quest, you have to like, there's nobody around, man. I see like 4 people around me in the, it's ridiculous, but there is some staging, but I don't know how it works. I don't care how it works. It didn't work well if you wanted to play on a PvP server. Now, I heard that if you wanted to play PvE role-playing server, there was no wait at all. But who wants to do that? Anyway, so play the game, and then because the second night, a bunch of us, we're like, screw it, man. We want to play the game. So we switched servers. So I got to about level 15, 16 on the first server. Then we switched servers, and now I got to about level 15, 16 on that, and kind of don't want to play it anymore. I'm not saying it's a bad game, and I'm not saying I gave it enough time to identify if it's a good game. The second character I roll, I pretty much just did Battlegrounds. And, I was a stalker, which is like the rogue class or whatever the high DPS sneak class. And there was times where I'm in the Battlegrounds and there's a character the same level as me running in front of me, and I got claws. I'm just clawing his back the whole way for like a minute straight, and he doesn't die. It's like, I don't get it. I mean, if you're the DPS class and they're not fighting back, you should take them down. Yeah. Anyway, I found the classes, to me, early game, not a definite opinion. The game's not for me, so I hope I'm not offending anyone who really likes it. That's fine. It's just not for me. I found the classes boring, not unique. I mean, I don't know. I didn't like it. Enough said. I would be curious to see, because they say that the raids and the dungeons are super hard. That might be fun. You might see people playing their classes, but so half the people I see are spell slingers, and a spell slinger is a DPS or a healing class. You can play it either way. And the rogue that I'm playing, that's a DPS or a tank class. So it's like each one can go one of two ways. And I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I might go in for one more play session, but I kind of doubt it. I don't know. I might go play with you a little bit tonight, Quint. But
yeah, I got the friend key to get in, but I passed in this game. It's just way too much quest driven, and I might have been okay with doing that. We just did it in Elder Scrolls and quit 2 weeks in. Yeah, and it was just like a waste of money to dive into another theme park.
Well, I have three guest passes, and I'll give those out if anyone wants one. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's not my game. But then again, I didn't think Terra was my game, and I had a lot of fun in that. And I think that if they took a page out, if the combat was like Terra's, it would be great.
Yeah, because that's really the only difference, kind of between. I mean, Terra is a super quest-heavy game, and I would say Terra is more grindy than
I'll tell you
WildStar.
another real difference between the two games is Terra's classes are. This is your class, right? You can kind of spec a little different in Terra, but if you're a ranger, you're going to do high DPS.
Yeah, they're very unique.
And I really like the classes in Terra. Like, there's not a class in Terra that I don't want to try if I had the time. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. It's also really hard playing a game like that after playing Arcade, because I think Arcade is that good. I think Arcade is really super good. The combat being tab target is really awesome. The openness, and I kept finding myself double tapping spacebar in WildStar trying to pull out my glider. There's no gliders.
Yeah, no gliders.
We have two questions from Twitch chat. They want to know: did you try the adventure at level 15?
No, and maybe that's what I'll do. But see, the funny thing is that no, I will try that. Is that a 2-man adventure? I'm not sure. We kind of on a delay here, but I should try that. I should give that a go, because I think that the game, I'm trying to put it in a square in a round hole, whatever. I think that maybe I'm a PvP game. I think maybe that's the thing. It is a more of a quest, game. Who knows? Quest. I mean, the housing is kind of like, I don't know. After having like the open world housing in Arcade, it's kind of like, well, so I have a house and it's cool. It's like this floating island. And did we pause? Can you still hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like on Skype that our videos have paused. Well, whatever. I think it's back. Maybe it's just my screen. Anyway, so having the instance housing to me it's better than nothing, right? Mm-hmm. The game it launched with a lot of stuff. It's got battlegrounds. It's got war plots. It's got dungeons. It's got these adventure things. It's got the raids. It's got the 40-man raids. It's, the housing and all that stuff. So, maybe I need to give it more of a go. Maybe it's just me,
No, none of that interests me. It's all instance and carrot driven and not open sandboxy.
Yeah.
So,
but you can't. Go ahead.
I would probably have fun if I had a group of people that were way into it and I got to the raids, maybe the war plots. But the problem would be me getting that far, and if I'm not enjoying the road to it.
You got the patience for Final Fantasy 14, though. I mean, it's along the same lines.
Yeah, but Final Fantasy 14 has the traditional classes and really good dungeons, and this seems
is supposed to have that.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't gotten far enough to identify that, but then again, the name of the podcast is Sandbox because that's the games we like, and this is not that. So for us to judge it is kind of not fair, right? We don't like that.
True. Well, so what we like to do is take Fallen Earth, which is a lot of theme park in it. We play it like a complete sandbox, or take Elder Scrolls Online, which is very story driven. We went and dove in the PvP zones all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So we will play a theme park game and enjoy the heck out of it, but we'll approach it from a different angle than their normal player would be.
Not me. I play however the fuck I want.
No. Yeah, Quint does, but I basically on my second character I didn't do any quests. Like I'd pick them up, and if they actually just naturally got done but I just went out and grinded mobs because I thought, I don't know, because I got tired of the quests.
Yeah.
I spent more. It was actually faster because the first time I played through, I spent more time like trying to figure out and running all the way over here versus just finding a group of mobs and just killing them over and over and over.
In which one? In Terra?
No. In WildStar.
Oh, okay.
No, I did that in Terra a lot too.
Yeah, I know. We did that for a while in Terra.
That was fun though, man, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it's old school. It just reminds me of being in EverQuest. Posting up on the wall.
So here's my dilemma. Oh wait, one last game I played. I played Watch Dogs. I played it for 15 minutes, and I mean, can I really make a judgment after 15 minutes?
No.
As soon as it said you have to sneak around, and I got caught twice, I was like, I'm done. I don't want to sneak around.
Oh no, it's a stealthy, huh?
Well, no. Now I've heard that there's more than one way to skin a cat. Okay. What you do is you can kind of look at a surveillance camera, and then you kind of go into the surveillance camera, and you come out the other side and find another thing and shoot around. It's kind of like you're supposedly hacking things.
Okay. I have it. I haven't tried it.
I'm not going to play it. If I was going to, anyway. So I'm kind of in a dilemma here. It's like, now I have WildStar for another month, and I'm trying to decide what to play next. Because I currently am playing Arcade, but I'm going to hit level cap. And, from there, it's like, I basically wanted to play Arcade to see how much I liked it. I know exactly what I'm going to do when that game launches. I know exactly what class, how I'm going to do it, and all that. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to keep playing it, if I have people to play with. So I'm kind of torn. It's like, you say Fallen Earth, man, there's something about that game that makes me always want to play it, but never stick with it. And
yeah, I think we have time. I think the Arcade launch is so far back you can kind of lose yourself for a little longer in this alpha, and then we've got time to put it down, dive into something else, and then come back to that launch. Yeah. I don't think it's because typically I'm the same way. I'll play a beta or an alpha, and then once I'm at the point where I know I like the game, I want to play it, then I'm done testing it. I'm just ready for it to come out. But this game, something completely different. I'm having so much fun in it, and I have so many goals that it's almost like I forget that I'm testing it. And it helps that we don't have a launch date. We think it's toward the end of the year.
What level are you?
I hit 37. I'll probably hit it tonight when I log in. Really close.
So do you have a house now?
No, I went and got a farm plot. 'Cause when I went, it was time for me to put down my farm plot because I'm like a week or two behind you guys. All the space was taken up.
I bet you'll start clearing out now, though.
Yeah, well, so Butch decided he wanted to play some WildStar, so he gave me his house, and I got to put my farm plot down.
What happens when you don't pay your taxes on your farm plots there?
It goes away. So you'll see there'll be a warning that they got about an hour until they go. You can see them. People will hover around them, and then the second it goes down, it's a land rush trying to be the first one to put down your plot.
Yeah, and what do you know what happens? Did you lose that scarecrow? Is it gone? Or does it just...
No, I don't think it's gone. I think it's sent back to you.
Okay.
I think it goes back to your inventory or your bank.
Okay.
Or I think actually it's mailed to you.
Yeah.
That's it. You know.
I let mine go.
Did you? So like if you destroy it, it'll be mailed to you. It doesn't like go into your inventory. That's right.
Okay.
What else have you been playing, Nate? Or do you want to go more over arcade? Do you have a boat?
I'll go more in arcade. So I've got a boat. I have the farm plot. What I discovered, well, I needed a way to make money. I was so freaking broke. So I'm just cycling through all these things on my farm, trying to figure out how to make money on the farm, and nothing was really working. And then I picked up my small plot, turned that into a farmer workstation, which lets you put down seed bundles. And so when you do the seed bundles, you get worms. Now I wanted to check out fishing, but the problem is these worms sell for so damn much. I mean, I'm making like 70 gold a day.
What do you?
Oh,
they
wow.
must.
40 gold a day. What's that?
But people are buying them.
Yes.
How much gold a day?
So on my one plot, every 4 hours, it's 20 gold.
Fuck, dude. How much
Giving
gold
away-
do you have?
Giving away trade secrets, right?
I've got 260 gold.
Wow.
270 gold.
So are you using my farm too, right?
Yeah, I started using
So
your
wait,
farm.
so do I have
and
a
Butch's
percentage of
farm.
that?
Yeah,
coming
you start paying rent.
No, you just tell me when your farm is about to go out. I'll come in. I'll pay it.
I've already paid it today.
Now you are capped on labor, so I only have so much labor in the day. I can't, unfortunately, farm every 4 hours. All those farms because your labor on. And I'm not at the labor cap. That's another tip. If you're playing the game, use all your labor as soon as you can. Picking potatoes, something, just use it, because the more you use it, the bigger your cap gets till you hit 5K labor.
That's what I was thinking, because I just noticed how much labor I have now.
Yeah.
So
I'm only at like 3,000, and then
what about the idea of creating an alt and making him a family member, and then opening your farm up to family, and then having the alt do it as well?
So labor is account wide. You would need 2 accounts, which won't be a problem at launch, because all of us can do what we normally do, which is have multiple accounts for $15 a month. Which
wait, it'll be free to play.
Yeah, but you get more labor, and it renews faster on a paid account.
You know, as funny as it is, as funny as we keep talking about like how we want housing in games, I don't even have a desire to have a house in that game. I want a big ass ship, and I want to go out there, and I already taught, you know, I want to go out and be a pirate.
Yeah, so there's a couple ships I want. I'm trying to get the galleon, hopefully before the next patch comes
And what
out.
is that, Gilda stars, or is that Louis tiers?
Right now it's tiers, which you can get just from questing, and then one of the coolest ways you can get them is going to landmarks on the map, which I've always dismissed as dumb, but how to get there, when you combine that with your glider, so you'll see like a spot on a windmill you have to get your tier.
What do you mean you'll see it?
Well, you know, because there's a map you can look at that says the spot.
A map that you look at on a website someplace, not in the game, right?
Right. So you know you have to get there, but you can't get there. So you got to figure out how to get there. And, you know, use your glider, get all these crazy places. You fly way over, and then you drop it just perfect time, and you'll land on that windmill and get your tier. Or just get to all these weird spots, find like hidden waterfalls.
Yeah, I got one time for running through a barn.
Yeah, you'll get them in the houses, behind certain NPCs. All that goes away on the next patch. The tiers are removed. I don't know what system replaces these little spots you can discover. Maybe just experience. But stuff like the galleon will then cost Gilda stars, which you get from trade packs.
Or dailies, right?
Or dailies.
Like you go out and raise those elk or whatever.
Yeah. What I want to do is try to hit my 100 tiers now, so I have my galleon now, so we can test it. Because because when it costs 100 stars or whatever it ends up costing, we may not work that hard to get it. I want to check out the galleon, which is
That's the
bigger
the cannon ship,
yeah,
right?
got like what 4 cannons on it, something like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
I also want the merchant ship, which lets you load up 20 trade packs at once. So once we have both of those, you load down the galleon with guys, load down the merchant ship with guys, and you like escort run across the ocean and drop off 20 packs at once. And that takes 50 Gilda stars. I'm at 30, which seems like a lot, but I've been studying the routes, and I've found some routes that get you five stars there and 3 or 4 stars on the way home.
Well, it seems like wouldn't the merchant ship be the first one you want to get? Because if you can do more trade runs, you get the stars faster, right?
Right, but the galleon is with tiers, and that goes away on the patch. So I'm kind of like, I'm freaking out.
How many is 50 or 100?
50 for the merchant ship.
Man, I want to get that. I wonder how close I think I'm close, real close. Have you spent any?
Yes. I bought my aqua farm, which I don't know how much. I don't think the aqua farm is that worth it. I think I'm making like maybe 5 gold profit a day on it. Something like that. It's
maybe we'll try to get it with mine then.
But my aqua farm, I went and got flippers and a helmet. So the helmet lets me breathe underwater for over a minute, and the flippers make you faster underwater. So now my aqua farm, which is all underwater, is less annoying. I can like swim down and hang down there. There's a little breathe thing. You'll get in a bubble and you'll get air from the bubble. And now I can clear out my whole aqua farm, get some air, and then
what are you growing in your aqua farm?
You can do coral, pearls, seaweed, and then all that ties into jewelry and
there's so much crap to this game.
food.
Yeah.
Right. There's like so much stuff to do, and I'm not even PvPing because when I go PvP, I die. I want to hit 50.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to get in the PvP zones, but especially where I live in Halcyon, which is PvP half the time. But every time I fight someone, they're not my level. They're level 50.
That's why I'm level 50. I'm going to be level 50 in a couple days here.
I think I've gone from level 31 to 37 purely from farming this week alone. I haven't had a whole lot of time to like log in and quest. I've been working late and stuff, so I come home and take care of my farm, and in the morning I take care of it, and all that is coming from levels. So you can definitely progress in addition to just purely questing.
Yeah.
Which is probably the biggest downside in the game, because I can tolerate questing in Arcade for about an hour.
See, I don't find it as bad in Arcade. You know why? Because I built a class exactly with the things I enjoy doing, and that's kind of what's nice about Arcade. I don't have like one of the Uber classes, but I hold myself okay. I hold my own in PvP.
No, I've done research. Your class is the Uber one, and they're nerfing it the next patch.
Mine is?
Yes.
No, because
Yes.
I have defense and healing.
They are really mad about melee full armor healers, or
I'm not melee.
not melee. That's not melee. It's
I
full
am
armored healer DPS. That's what you are.
It's me.
Yeah.
But see, no one else. I never met another person who had my class. Everyone else took oromancy instead of healing.
You may have a different combo than the template build, but it's similar enough. I think what they're going to do is put in the healing stat, so you got to kind of pump that healing stat up, and then when you do that,
that's fine. I'm still gonna. I'll figure out a way around it. You know, I mean, I see a lot of stealthies. You know, like whatever shadows in the game, but I don't know. There's just a lot to do in the game, and you know, it's like it's really weird to me how many people are into WildStar. Like, how many people are just crazy about like the whole MMO world has been turned upside down for this game, and I don't really get it.
I think it has to do with the setting.
Because it looks like World of Warcraft?
No, it looks like...
Do you really think it's turned upside down? I don't think it is.
No,
I think it is, man.
I don't know. I don't think so either. I think there's a lot of popularity and steam behind it, but I think a lot of it is just because it's... it's kind of different. It's this weird sort of cowboy sci-fi western. It's a very Borderlands-y to me. Like the whole, just the animation looks very Pixar.
Do you think that it's got a little, and I don't think so, but I think maybe some people do, a little Firefly to it?
Yeah.
There's a guy on our Twitch channel commenting about all the roses planted on my arcade. I've got roses in all three of
I
our
know.
farms.
I went to my farm today, and is that where you get the worms?
Yeah. I picked roses because they move. You get more money from other thing. I'm not even sure. Leaded butter.
Oh, that's Lisha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah, no, I don't know. I got to get back into arcades. I'm done with WildStar. Screw it.
There's submarines. So one of the guys we watch Twitch all the time, he's in a submarine lately, killing people in boats doing trade runs.
In arcade?
Yeah. Or he's just down in the water and he just zooms around them, killing them underwater with his torpedoes in the submarine. I think it cost 500 Gilda stars.
Where does the madness end?
So that's what you got to build on, though. You have to go get a way to. So the only way you're gonna get 500 Gilda stars is you're gonna have to start jacking people who have ships of Gilda.
No, I think it's you just got a guild that helps you, and you do.
You can't trade Gilda stars.
You do. No, you can. You get your ship. Your trade pack ship, a little bit 20 trade packs. You all get there,
and one person turns them all in.
Only one person turns them all in.
Yeah.
But you get your escort crew going. Yeah, how we're approaching this now, which is with a small guild, is working for what we're doing right now. At launch, I don't know if either we want to get this guild bigger and try to see the sieges, or
I don't know. I think what we should do, and it's completely up to Trekken, but what we should probably do is we should probably have, as we get bigger, is we're going to probably need to branch out into a couple. Like, I don't really give a crap about farming and stuff like that. I want to eventually have farms and stuff, but what I'm going to be more concerned about is I want to be in the water and PvPing.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a certain portion of us who are not going to want to do that, and that's fine. Those people are going to be the ones maybe on the ship who goes and turns them in, so that we'll figure it out, I'm sure. And yeah, we paid $150 for someone asked, and we don't know when it's going to launch, but I don't regret paying that $150 at all, not for a second. I do regret spending the $50 I spent on WildStar. And I don't really regret that either, because I really enjoy, like, even with Elder Scrolls Online, I played it for 3 days. I got my money's worth out of that. If I would have went out one of those nights, I would have dropped $100, But I mean, it's not like, but that's not the issue. It's fun for me to get up early and do the whole launch thing with a bunch of people I know. It's just fun, It's worth the money.
150. It's hard to say it was worth it, but it's so much fun the last month, and it's been so long since I've had a game where 1 month in I was still.
Well, the other point is you didn't really pay You paid $150. But what you really paid beyond what you'll probably spend anyway in the future is probably about $20 for all the playtime you have right now, because you're going to get the in-game the station cash or whatever they call it. You're going to get that, which I think you can spend on your subscription. You have to have a subscription to own property, which is a house or a farm. So for the most part, and you get some other items. I don't think that the money, like Quentin, you haven't played it a lot, but it's not going to be wasted, because you're going to play it a lot and you're going to get those perks that are worth a decent amount of money.
Yeah, when it launches, it's going to be good. I've been thinking about hopping back in there just for a little bit to try out a different class, because the one I was playing was fun. A two-hand sword, sort of Shadow Knight-y character, heavy armor. But what I've been reading about was a lot of people are saying that in order to do ship-to-ship PvP, piratey combat is like melee characters aren't really going to cut.
That's how it usually happens. Is they glide over and start jacking with you.
Do you remember when I did that? I jumped over and stole that guy's shit. But so one of the things you have to think about here is, like, what I normally would suggest is play the class you like, because, like you said, they'll nerf the overpowered stuff. Mm-hmm. But that being said, the problem I find with that is that this game's already been out in Korea for a year. Have they already done that? Like, are we playing a version that's already been kind of like launched? I don't know the answer.
Yeah, how much power does Tryon actually have to change the game in our area?
I think very little. I think very little.
They have to work with them very closely. So they bring them things they want. And they try to get them to code it, but I don't think they have leeway to go in and just start jacking with code.
Right.
They're basically glorified translators. Now they have got some very key changes in our build that other builds don't have. Key being, we still have Gilda stars, and in a couple months, no one in the world will but us.
Well,
which is the
you
trade
mean they
packs.
don't have Gilda stars at all?
There's no Gilda stars at all in Korea. You have to get you have to get Gilda star, or you get all your.
How do you buy a house?
I think there is stars,
but it's all daily.
There's no more trade runs.
Okay.
In Korea, I'm not sure if they still have stars, but
either
way,
yeah. Either way,
we're still gonna have pirating and trade runs in our build, which is a very big part of the game.
That's interesting.
No. I mean, we've had some fun. Like when we first started playing, Butch and Lisha and I, and a couple, or Siberia and I, a couple of people, we just flew out to the, to the northern island. I mean, there's exploring in that game is fun. There's a lot of things that are just fun in that game.
You've got to build your castle. You have to do all those trade runs to build a little piece of your castle, and you build your whole wall around it.
Yeah. Anyway, enough about arcades. We talk about it too much.
Nope, I don't think so.
So, you've been playing one other game, Nate?
Yeah. So, man, I was going to buy Watch Dogs, but the problem is that with $60, and I have 240 Steam games that I never play.
Yeah.
So I'm going through, and what game do I have? It's like, what Sandbox GTA style game do I have? It's like it that I can play in the meantime. So I find Sleeping Dogs, and then I realized that was free on Xbox Live Gold a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got on the console, so I can hang back on the couch or my bed and play.
You're playing Watch Dogs on the console.
Sleeping Dogs.
Those are sleeping.
Yeah, Watch Dogs.
Yeah, Sleeping
Dogs.
Watch.
Well, I'm looking for a
hell?
replacement for Watch Dogs, and I figure out Sleeping Dogs, which is a GTA style. It's basically like it's the sequel to True Crime, but it's not True Crime. Made by Square Enix. You're an undercover cop who is infiltrating the Triad. So you have all the GTA style mob type missions with the Triad.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have all these missions for the cops wanting you to screw over the Triad.
Do you have to choose at one point? Do you want to go good or
think
bad?
At some point you choose. Currently you can do all of it, and you level up both. So as I level Triad up, I get better at Triad things, and as I do cop missions, I get some cop things. Then you have this face, which is like you're repping the city. So if I go help an old lady, my face goes up, and then that gets you other skills. And then you like all the collectibles, which are normally annoying to me, I'm tracking them down because those tie into my martial arts, which makes me better at melee. So I think it's a really good progression game, and why I love it so much, it has probably the best racing in any GTA style game since or after. It's almost so good. It's like a arcade racer inside of a GTA game.
Oh, that's cool. I'll probably try to pick that up when either I become really stupid or it goes on sale really cheap.
Yeah, I'll wait for going.
I'm
It's
just
on
kidding.
sale. It's on sale all the time.
Yeah, I think
I
it was
don't know.
like $4 in one of the last Steam sales or something, like $5 maybe.
Yeah, so I think it's like now that I have the PlayStation 4 and nothing to play on it, it's like that would be a game that I'd want to play on that, I think. Anyway,
Yeah,
let's
it
go
won't
through
be
the
on-
news real quick because this is getting long and I want to go play a game.
Talked about this quite a bit, but huge changes coming to ArchAge Alpha or Beta. What is Alpha?
Yeah,
still?
we
I think it's sold.
give a quick rundown on this. So, trade packs are how you get Gilda stars, which is how you buy items. Currently, you can trade those on the continent you live. When our patch comes in, you have to take those stars across the continent to the enemy zone through PvP. So basically, they're forcing PvP into the progression because you could do the dailies.
Yeah, I know it's got a lot of people upset, and some people we know, and I see both sides of the thing, but for the most part, it's like, here's a rule set. You got to figure your way out. If you don't want a PvP, then that means you're going to have to be a merchant or figure out some way to make this happen with the stuff you do want to do.
Right. And I've been, so when I started doing only intercontinental trade runs, and they're
Just surprised. Check it out.
right. And I found some ways where it's not that bad. And once you start making bank in the game, when you lose a trade pack, you're not really losing that much.
Right. Hey, by the way, this link, don't put this in the show notes because it goes to a login page. So.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, it's probably private Arcade forums.
Yeah.
And then, so next news item, Asheron's Call 1 and 2 are going free to play, buy to play in August officially.
And either of you guys going to make that purchase?
Well, free to play, buy to pay. I mean, is it free to play or is it buy to play? Or is it
buy to play? You pay
Oh,
like
okay.
$10 or something, and you get them.
I thought
forever.
Asheron's Call 2 went away. I thought that was
It
gone.
did.
No.
It did. So they brought it back for free to people who are currently subbed to Asheron's Call.
Uh-huh.
And Gumber and I jumped in and played that for a little bit, and it's like I actually kind of
I
like
hopped in.
Asheron's Call
I hopped in too.
Was it you? Oh yeah, maybe it was you.
No,
And-
number all three of us did.
And I don't know. It's just it doesn't hold up well.
Yeah, I mean, Asheron's Call, I remember when it was out, because I was of the, the EverQuest. There was like EverQuest and Ultima. I went from Ultima Online to EverQuest, and then Asheron's Call was out around the same time.
Yeah, I bought it on release.
But I never
played-
tried it. I never even looked into it because all my friends were playing EverQuest. So.
Yeah, I played it for a minute, and it was really buggy when it launched. It was a Microsoft game, I believe, when it first launched.
Yes, it was.
And I played it at launch, and it just never really worked well for me. And I don't know how good of a PC I had at the time, but it never really worked well. And then it was kind of like once it was confusing as shit too. It was just different. I don't know. I never got into it.
It's a really deep game. So if you buy it, if you subbed in August, you never pay for it again. You can play it, or you can buy it for $10 and never pay a sub in August.
But the sub was more than the $10. So a sub is $15, and then
Yeah.
So if you were happen, so it would be stupid just to sub to get the game for free. You'd be better off just paying the $10.
Just pay $10 to get the game, and then eventually they're going to have player-run servers come from this.
Asheron's Call 2, I played the crap out of it. It had some fun PvP. I actually kind of liked it. There was like 3 classes in it though.
Yeah, Asheron's Call 1 has way more features and a lot more of the game, but it's so wonky control-wise, and it's archaic.
You
have
know,
to-
we forget what kind of shit we used to play. You know what I mean? I mean, they had, but the weird thing was the controls and the graphics used to be horrible, but they had really interesting game features. And
Yeah.
we've kind of flipped that the other way, I think.
Yes, we have, I think, for sure.
What else we got here?
Chronos, which is the EVE expansion, is now out. It came out this week, I think, probably today or yesterday. I'm not subbed. This is probably the first EVE expansion that I didn't hop in right at launch, so I'm not that knowledgeable in all the changes. It's a lot of new ships, a new mining frigate, a whole new pirate faction that come with a whole new slew of ships. So anytime you put in new ships in the game, the whole game goes crazy.
Everything
over,
gets flipped upside down.
yeah, what to fly, what beats what.
Mhm.
They
Cool.
also, I think they got this really cool new effect. So when you're on grid and like the enemy warps on top of you to blow you up, you see this, I don't know, almost like a Star Trek, like where everyone zips in with a sound effect and then they're there, and then they blow you up.
Because
It's
that
kind of
won't
neat.
cause a bunch of lag or anything when like 50 people zone in at the same time.
No, knowing Eve, it's probably very well designed technically, I'm sure. It does look cool.
Yeah,
What
the
else?
game's got good style. I always like the style of the
Yeah, me
art.
too.
in Eve. Really, really, classy.
Eve is kind of one of those games that I want to just like put on my TV and turn like the stereo system up and just kind of just with my ship floating out in space with the music going.
Take a little Molly and let it go. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's got a cool style to it.
Yeah, I mean they got all kinds of stuff. Lots of quality of life stuff, some freighter rebalance, some drone rebalance. If you're an EV player, there's plenty to dive into, and I will get to it eventually. This may be what I go to when we're done with Arcade.
No, you're not. You're going to Mortal Online.
Yeah.
Diablo 3. Cool. So how's Perpetuum doing now that it's buy to play and all that?
This news is great. I mean, if you read the article we're going to put in the show notes, they had 600 players online at once, which doesn't sound like a lot. That's
My
almost
queue in
warm
WildStar was 3,000. I was number 3,000.
I think we were subbed to it before all this went down, and there was, I don't know, maybe 40 people, 30 people.
Does it show?
Online at once?
Does it show like how many active players
Yeah,
there are?
You just look in general chat. Unless they've left general chat, you'll see who's online.
I've got
Okay.
3 lifetime subs to this now.
Yeah. So I think they're still in early access on Steam. So I think they're thinking once they officially launch on Steam, they may get a couple more users.
How the hell are they early access when the game's been out for 2 years?
They weaseled their way into that. They have their own logic that you can probably read
Because
about.
they're putting 2.0 out or something like that?
Or it's
Pulling the old
They-
Darkfall.
they did it as their only method to control users coming into the game. They didn't want to get flooded with too many users. They wanted to grow over time. And they felt early access allowed them to do that with Steam. Yeah. Well, they also pulled all of the Gamma Islands, and which is where you could do all the terraforming and a lot of the guild in-game PvP stuff. And that redesign is going to come out with a relaunch of all those islands, I guess, soon. I thought it was already out, but I guess it hasn't been put back into the game yet. So when that happens, there will be a massive land rush, lots of PvP, and a lot to do in that game.
Cool.
Yep, that's it for Perpetuum.
Tell me about Black Gold. You know, I'm in the Black Gold beta or alpha or something.
Really?
And so I have it. I don't know. I played it.
Black
a
Gold,
couple
not to
times.
be confused with Black Desert.
Right. If I was in the Black Desert, I wouldn't even be sitting here right now. I'd be playing that damn game. That's like
Yeah.
Arcade and that are my top games I want to play in the future.
Yeah, mine goes Arcade, Repopulation, and then Black Desert, and probably at some point those will switch.
Yeah, you know, Repopulation definitely. I forgot about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, remember this game called Earthrise?
Yeah, right.
That's my only hesitation, right? That still was the game. That was the game, my game. That was the game I was going to love and play forever. We know how that worked out.
Mine too. That was my game.
So
That's
Black
everything I
Gold,
wanted.
I got in the beta. I don't know how. I actually got into the Arch Lord closed beta coming up, later this month? I'm in that. So I'll report back on that.
Hey, well, now we know Arcade is so awesome. We're like all about anything from Korea, anything from
Yeah.
Asia. Just let
I've
us
always
play it.
liked, I
Maybe it's-
liked
maybe it's good.
Lineage 2 when it came out. Anyway, Black Gold is a steampunk game made by the guys who did Age of Wushu. Am I right?
Yes, I think what this is they took their code from Age of Wushu, cranked out a second game, and they made it more approachable.
So this is steampunk. And I go, okay, great. I want to play a guy who has a gun. Should be
Wait,
doable.
which side did you pick? It's actually not steampunk. Half the game is steampunk, half the game is fantasy.
Well, no, I looked all around, and there wasn't
Okay.
all the classes in the game when I played it. There was not a gun class in the game when I played it. Hopefully there is now, because that's kind of steampunk. You can't have steampunk without a gun, right?
I thought I heard about a class with gun. I haven't played it yet. But it is about to launch, because now you can pre-order it.
Yeah. So
When you read these impressions that everyone puts out, they're very mixed to awful.
yeah, I mean it's basically it's kind of what I think the Archlord 2 is going to be like. It's kind of, I don't know. I'm always surprised at how much I like Terra, like after like it was out for a year.
Yeah.
But so I don't really want to. That's why I'll give it a chance for free. I don't know. I'm in the beta, so I'm not playing it, so I don't know why I would give it a chance. Just like I didn't play the WildStar beta, but for like an hour, but I still bought the game. I don't know why. I should have learned. But
the Age of Wushu combat was really good. Probably one of my favorite tab target combat systems. So this game.
Do you like it better
good.
than Arcade's tab target combat?
Yes, I don't think anything surpasses the PvP tab target in Wushu.
Oh yeah, nice.
So maybe, and Black Hole does have a lot of PvP in it. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a chance because they made Wushu and I love Wushu, but I don't think it's gonna be that good.
At least they give it a better name than Age of Wushu. That's the worst MMO name ever.
For an American, probably, if you like Asian games.
Well, I happen to be an American, Nate. I don't know if you knew that or not. I live in California, and I don't know anything that's called Wushu. Anyway, I'm kind of tired of pod. Anyway, so
Ragging.
H1Z1.
Let's talk some H1Z1. They did a Reddit post, right? That showed the server rule sets. I've got it pulled up here.
Yes.
So, did you guys read this?
I'm reading it now.
So am I.
It's
Well
It's
prepared
a
as
quick-
usual.
a quick read. I think it's just some ideas with like various combinations you can do.
Yeah.
Andy
What?
Babbitt. I'm sorry. Forget that. Butch wants to know if you want to play Wushu again.
Yes, I almost went back to it, and then Arcade launched because Wushu came out with an expansion that I was.
We should probably
all about
look to see if
playing.
anybody else has any comments. What do you think about Star Citizen? I think Star Citizen is going to be pretty damn epic. I have
It
the
had
pre-order.
better be for the amount of
And-
money that the people are just throwing at that game.
If it ever launches.
I have a
Man.
hangar that I can walk around and I can lay in a bed in my ship. I can sit in the cockpit of my ship, and I can do a couple other things. You know what? I'm kind of interested in Elite Dangerous. You guys have heard of that, right?
No.
Yeah, but not very MMO like. So it's
You don't know that?
dogfighting.
No. They're going to have stuff. They're going to have supposedly just like Stars. I don't know if they're going to like Star Citizen's saying that you're going to be able to walk around on planets as a first person shooter, right? I don't know when that's
I
gonna
thought you could
happen.
walk around in stations. That game's gonna have so much feature creep.
Right.
We'll probably never play it.
So, but anyway, Elite Dangerous is going to have all these galaxies out there that you can go explore. You can be a miner, you can trade, you can pirate, you can do all this stuff. Sounds to me like it's kind of like Eve, but with Twitch combat, which I've been waiting for some reason to buy one of those cool ass flight sticks I see at Fry's every time I go there. Anyway, sorry, Quint.
Okay, well, yeah, let's H1Z1 rule sets. So some of the ones they were just messing around, throwing around. Obviously, the hardcore rule set, everything that you own, all your recipes, everything is basically permadeath. Another one they have listed here, PvP versus PvE. I don't really understand how that would work. Wouldn't it just be PvP?
If there is a PvP versus PvE, I'm going to put my money on the PvP people because it
There's
sounds like
probably
the other guys won't even be able to hit
zone.
back.
Maybe there's a zone that you can't kill, and the rest of that game you can.
Maybe. I don't know. They got one with military weapons toggle, so you kind of maybe forced to use sticks and stones and that kind of stuff. Guns toggle, same thing. This one's for Cool It. You got the RP server.
No, this is cool. When you use your voice in game, it attracts zombies. I guess they have the days.
Oh, that's kind of
Yeah, well, I think all
that.
that should be that.
I like the idea, even though it's like I remember they had an APB where people like if I like talked in my mic and you were near me, like kind of realistically, you would hear what I was saying. But what ends up happening is you get Europeans just playing techno music through their
Yeah.
speakers.
Well, they need to have it so you could just mute people too.
Yeah.
Just target them and hit mute. See hardcore rule sets, starvations or zombies or wolves. Things.
Well, here's some base destructibility. Easy, hard, not at all. So you can go and take out other people's bases.
Yeah.
So wasn't it supposed to be something like they put up a bunch of ideas like this and everybody votes on them by paying money to vote? And then if you're the one you chose wins, you get your money back. Wasn't there something like that?
I don't remember we talked about that.
That's probably still it's still, I would assume it's still in the works as far as player run servers, but there will be, the SOE default server builds, right? So
yeah, I don't know. I'm not really. Isn't this game? Shouldn't we have our hands on this by now? From when they first announced it, didn't they say?
We are getting close to that. I bet you we get an announcement next week or two.
Yeah, they said they were going to have the early access stuff. Should have been like 2 weeks ago or something. They said it's going to be out by the end of the month or something, right?
That's fine. So, we got stuff to play.
I don't know.
Now.
When I played it was rough. It was really.
I wonder
rough
if they're going to raise their prices because now they realize how many people will pay $150 to ArcAge.
Well, they might do that for like the beta or something. I don't know. Yeah, you played it, Quinn. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So it was rough. I just playing that, I was like, wow, it would probably have done them more harm to release it in that stage than anything. So, anyways, Nate, I'm gonna need you to rescue us on this one because there is no way in hell I'm reading this whole thing. Goblin Works talking about the Pathfinder Online stuff. It's another.
I tried to read this and
just one of their complete college essays of show notes.
Yeah, which is great if you're really into following this game. I think basically it runs down to you can get a spot in game now by submitting your guild, and then people join your guild. It's almost like getting a spot without actually playing the game. So you got to get a big guild, and then you vie for spots, and then people vote.
It's sounding a little bit like that Richard Garriott thing.
Yeah, I think it's really just a way to interact with the community earlier in and try to drum up some guilds and people organizing for the game is all I think it is. And they put out a video with a crafting video also on their site, which has a couple UI shots and lots of them talking about their crafting.
Yeah, well, it says on the thing they've already had 127 guilds sign up for it, so. They've got a counter on here. There's some interest in this game. I mean, I'm interested.
I'm interested in the game, but I've decided not to be interested in games until they're like at least within a few months out.
Yeah,
it's
been burned so many times.
Like, remember, this is the problem with Black Desert. Remember how long ago it was when we were like, "Yeah, I want ArcAge." You know, you even went back, and our first podcast, which was like 3 years ago, we were talking about it, right?
Yeah.
And it's
2011, 2012, something like that.
How far out is Black Desert, Yeah. How far out is this game?
Mm-hmm.
The other one that we don't hear much about at all is the Mark Jacobs game. What was that called?
Camelot Unchained.
That's the one. That's another one I'm really looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how far out it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd say I'm more looking forward to a game like Pathfinder that has full loot PvP and lots of sandbox crafting and
Yeah, but that being said is there's a lot of those games coming out, and maybe a game like Camelot Unchained, which is basically going to kind of streamline things to just basically badassery PvP and crafting, which is kind of what they're toting, right? I mean, that's not the right word. Whatever. Anyway, we'll see. I'm gonna make a note to do some research on Camelot Unchained for our next podcast and talk about that a little bit because I haven't heard a lot about it and we haven't talked much about it either.
Yeah.
Okay, last bit
of news.
So Worm Online this week, I think, they're launching a brand new server, which is almost not worth talking about except for it's that giant, mega, massive server where it's 4 times the size of any current server they have. And it basically,
so is it PvP server or is it not?
No, that's why it's not worth talking about. But it does connect all of those PvE servers, and so now they're all connected. Whereas before there were a couple that weren't linked.
Like Freedom is now connected to the. Right,
Freedom is now connected to the new one that you guys played on last time.
Wait, we played on a PvP server last time.
No, time before that then, when you played without me.
Oh, the one that launched. I forget.
Pristine?
No.
Yeah, well, so now, Pristine is definitely one of them. There's another There've been 2 new ones. Now all that's linked. This thing is right in the center. Now there is PvP in that cluster. It's called Chaos. But the progression's a lot slower. I think Epic is still where you want to be. But along with that is a brand new Worm Online trailer.
Someday, like when I retire and I have like endless time, I'm going to play Worm again. It's a haul though, dude. I remember like it's like you get so, like I so want to play it and I get so into it. And then by the time I flatten my LAN, I'm like, oh man.
The only fix to that is playing with people that make a lot of the hard work not so hard.
But see, I have a problem with that. And here's my problem with that is I want to build something. And what mostly happens when I do that, it's like I'll have to like go on a work trip and I'll come back and everything's done. You know, it's like I miss the gradual progression.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Worm Online, check it out.
Yeah, the trailer looked cool. It looked a lot better than the last time I saw it.
Yeah,
the trailer does look cool, but the voice is so creepy in it.
It is really creepy.
Do you remember the Tug video where they announced the very first that was the creepiest. Yeah, I don't know. I like Worm. I like it. It's great. It's like it is like a total, like you want to talk about Sandbox? That's a fucking Sandbox game.
Oh yeah,
that is a Sandbox game.
It is for sure.
And there's a lot going on there, and it's gotten a lot better, but just a little bit more is what I need from that. You know.
I don't think I need more. I think I'm ready to play it. I just need to find time for it.
Cross that with Mortal Online, and you got a game.
Yeah,
that would be cool
for sure.
Anyway.
This new server, they've got a week or 2 where before you let anyone get on that island, the new server. So if you make a new account, sub it, you can get a spot on that new server before there's basically a week land rush.
Yeah, but no one wants to go on a PvE server.
No
one here.
No one here, but obviously this is where most of their players play.
Absolutely. It's just like Zion. When we used to all play Zion, it's like Zion would have been this awesome game, but they just totally went Care Bear on it. And, more people, for them, it was the right thing to do because that's how they're going to make money.
You gotta go.
Making games for us isn't going to make you any money because there's 100 of us worldwide who like what we like. I mean, that's totally exact, but anyway, and half those people are playing Darkfall and Mortal Online, and the rest are playing Eve. Well, most of them are playing Eve, actually.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's it. We're done. So I want to tell everyone, if you want to play arcades with us, go to JFF Gaming and become a member of that community. It's really easy. Just fill out a thing, and you're going to want to play when it launches. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, it's going to be good times for sure.
And I think, Quint, you can take us out.
All right. Well, be sure to check us out at www.sandboxpodcast.com. Also, all of us on Twitter, at Sandbox Podcast for Coolit, at Natral for Natral, and at Sandbox Quint for me. Also, the twitch.tv/sandboxpodcast. Don't mention blog.
Make sure you check out Nate's blog at www.lovesandboxes.com.
Check it out. It's
Thank
off
you.
the chain right now.
Now
he's
my last
writing
post
almost
was,
every day a new article.
So, last post is Face of Mankind. Tells you how long ago I wrote something.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
In fact, it's like 3 articles a day.
Are you done with that for now? You just put it on hiatus?
You know why I'm done with that game? They are redesigning Jurassic parts that game every day. Every patch is like, oh, well, no one likes this. Let's put this in.
They're trying to hold on to whatever.
They don't have a goddamn clue what they're doing there. So
are you done with your blog?
No, I'm just not writing every week.
Just take your blog, and we're gonna have a segment on the show. It's gonna be lovesandboxes.com. I mean, Loves and Boxes by Nate, and we're gonna just put you on the screen, and we're gonna have some soft music, and you're just gonna tell a story,
do a little rant.
All right, well, thanks for listening, and check, come find us in game, come to our Mumble, send us emails, Twitch, whatever, and Like we game with most of the people who listen to the podcast are probably gaming with us somewhere. And if you're not, come find us. Anyone else?
As long as you don't mind switching games every 2 weeks.
We don't
Right.
switch games every 2 weeks. Every 3 days lately.
Yeah. Cool.
Anyway, thanks.
Peace.
Later.